Hello there, welcome to yet another video, and this week's recipe is going to be a big one for the family, cooking for my mum and dad and my family, and anybody who wants it in between. But we are going to do a Cajun chicken, I don't even know why that's there, don't need it there, the Cajun chicken and smoked sausage pasta. While that's there, I've just remembered the first thing we're going to do is we are going to put on, ignore the clattering, but we're going to put on a pan of water for the rigatoni pasta. While that's heating up and running, I am going to put my chicken now. Down rather than across the grain, and your chicken becomes more tender and it's nice and easy. Oops, that's going to need another refresh. I'm just going to get that pan. So here we're going to put plenty of salted water and put that on to boil whilst we prep everything else. Lots and lots of water. You can never have enough water and salt when you're boiling pasta. So that's going to get stuck on for now. I'm going to go back to finishing the pasta. There's always something I forget to do, and that was meant to be prep, but never mind. So again, we're going down the breast, making it more tender. Okay, and then we're doing nothing neat about this. Okay, it's all going to be cooked very well. So big chunks are fine. It's a bit slippery, so I have to be careful, I'm afraid, because my knife cutting is shocking. And there we go. So yeah, this more than enough for I'm feeding, in fact probably too much, but there'll be plenty of leftovers, and leftovers are a good thing. You know, throw it in a box and you've got a nice little packed lunch. You know, oh, don't reheat chicken, don't, you know, as long as it's cooked, as long as it smells fine, as long as it's heated thoroughly, we're alright. This is proving a little bit slippery. Possibly not along the grain, that one, but never mind, it is what it is. So, in terms of chicken prep, I'm just going to move that over so we can give that a wipe. Get the chicken, heavy amount of salt, and then we want, to be fair, I can put any seasoning. Garlic would work nice, but I'm doing Cajun, okay? I'm not going to make it overly spicy. A couple of people not fan of spice, so I'm just going to give that a nice rinse. And that's the chicken. I'm going to leave that to one side. 10 minutes is fine on that. We really don't need to go straight on the marinating. This is supposed to be a relatively quick meal, and again I'm off camera giving a quick wash while you listen to me witter on. So what I like about this dish is it's hearty. It's a little bit pricey, I suppose, particularly if you're going on the smoked sausage side of things. You could, I suppose, for what we pay for smoked sausage, you could swap that out for chorizo. And in fact, to give yourself an idea there, I think next time I will try that with chorizo. But it takes me back to being a Cheerio child. Quick Friday night tea, baguette, pate, smoked sausage. It was delicious. Still is, to be fair. But here we go. We've got our. Oop. Oh, get out of the way. Now it's up to you how you do this. I'm just going to go for small rounds. I usually go along the bias, is it? Diagonal slices. But today I am going to literally in fact, I think I'm feeding 40 here, not 4. No, I'm not even 4, I'm 6. I think I'm feeding 60. So this is your smoked sausage, and after that we're gonna, while the water preheats, we're gonna prepare pepper. That's it really. I mean, we could get ahead of ourselves and do the garlic, and that's fine as well. And then whilst I'm doing that, I'm also, because what I like to do, if I'm cooking, I like to do one for the day, and I like to get one on the oven for the day after, so then I'm not spending 2 days round the cooker. So we tend to go one cook and one slow cook. That's if I'm cooking from scratch. If I'm not cooking from scratch, it's alright. Who can resist and not have a piece of sausage? That's the sausage done. Pepper now. Oh. And it is certainly one of those, the only listen I'm listening to, we're not going to take it. And the irony of today, I am definitely in one of those not taking it moods. However, it is gloriously sunshining out there. It's a good meal to have on a sunny day. Although it's quite heavy, I suppose, so you could argue that it's more of a cold dish. And rolling. Then half, nice and easy. So I'm going to remove all that pin, however you want to pronounce it. I'm just going to get a paring knife and get rid of that. Okay, it looks something like that. Maybe a little bit too thin on that one, but it's alright. Okay. Peppers are so versatile though, aren't they? Go in lots and lots of dishes. Kids love them, particularly cold. So if I'm ever stuck for a vegetable to give to a daughter, for instance, she can be fussing, oh you, I don't want that. Okay, and even the lad, you know, give them a couple of bits and pieces of raw pepper, and that's it. So yeah, and that's it really. In terms of prep, that is pretty much it. Like I say, I'm going to go ahead of myself now and use my wonderful dew pots to get some garlic on the go. Not that I need that yet, I won't need that till I start cooking the dish. Depends how much garlic you want this, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, you do you. I'm going for about 4 cloves. So rather than dice this, I'm going easy. I'm just going to literally big chunks are fine, we can have the big chunks in there, it's fine. And there we go. chop up those smaller pieces a little bit better if I can. And then to make sure it's flat and pressed. And there we go. That'll do. Job done. Give that a wash. And that's the prep done. I'll come back in a second to show you the cooking. Okay, and now we're cooking. We've got the chicken brain. I'm doing this in batches because I don't have a large pan for this, and as I'm cooking for 6, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just brown the chicken off in batches first, okay? While that's browning, I've got some rigatoni. I've done enough by eye, you know, I could say it needs 500 grams of pasta, but it depends, you know, how much you eat, how much your family eat. But that's going on in heavily salted water. We can just leave that, it's not going to stick. It's got enough water in there so that that pasta is going to roll around and cook well. And here we're just doing our batch cooking of the chicken. Just going to make sure that it's brown, because the thing is, we're going to do this and then we're going to add the peppers, cook the peppers off, add everything back together, throw in our cream and a bit of Parmesan, and job's done really, that's it. So I will come back to you when this chicken has finished browning and I'm ready for the next stage. Right, that chicken's cooked nicely. Just throwing it, if you want that little bit of extra kick, I recommend this stuff. Instead of using olive oil, use some of Daddy Cool's extra virgin olive oil with Carolina Reaper. Not sponsored, but absolutely delicious. I'm going to add a little bit more to that, okay? And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to throw my peppers straight in. There we go. Job done. And because I'm cooking this in batches, we'll cook these down with the garlic, and then I will decide on what I need in each pan when I get there. Because at the moment, I'm just going to add a splash of water to deglaze this. Look at that beautiful. I forget what it's called. Do you know what it's called? Leave me a comment below, please. But yeah, that was beautiful meat where it's caught onto the pan and those flavours and spices. So what I'm doing, I'm just cooking that down. I'm going to sweat them down. I want a bit of crunch though. So what I'm not going to do is overcook them, okay? We do like, I mean, because you've got the pasta and you've got the chicken which will be soft, the sausage which is soft. You know, that cream, that rich creamy sauce. So what we are going to make sure is that we're not going to overcook these. You know, I've thrown in my garlic. I'm just going to cook these, and what I'll probably do is as soon as that water's evaporated, that for me is then cooked. Back to you when these cook down. So as you can see that, as you can see that pepper's coming down nicely, okay? So I'm just going to take that out, and in a second I'm going to put it back on the hob, or as much as I need on the hob. Now the thing is, our pasta is now cooked. That is beautifully al dente, al dente, I can't even speak, al dente, which means, you know, it's got that soft, but it's still, you know, got that firm bite to it. So what we're going to do though, we're going to do this very quickly, and in fact, because I usually mess this up and end up getting rid of more than I need, I'm actually going to drain it in a sink into this, because I want some of that beautiful pasta water. So yeah, so I'll get my sieve, get my oven gloves, because this one is hot. If anybody's ever drained pasta from a pan, it steams up somewhat rotten. So I'm going to make sure that this is going to be done very quick. I need some of that pasta retaining some of that water. So it is literally in and back out. Very quickly. There you go. So that's going to come off. I'm going to do that. But you can see that now, that's nice. There's still some water on there. I'm going to close that door, actually. There's a lot of bright light to do. You can see that steam coming off, and that's going to steam a little bit just while I finish this dish off. And to do that, a little bit more oil. I'm running out of olive oil, but oil's getting so expensive again, which is a bit disappointing, but hey ho, what do you do? I'm going to put that back into a pan, okay, because it's only partially cooked. Okay, and what I am also going to do, okay, what I'm also going to do, because of my little lad, he can't have the cream, so I am going to put a little couple of pieces in a bowl for him, with some of the peppers, and I'm just going to give it him plain, to be fair. That's it really. What I am going to do, I'm just going to have to make sure that that is cooked throughout, to be fair. And it is, I think. There's my chicken back on. Some peppers, saving a bit for myself later, that's fine. Ooh. That's now cooking in there. What's left? Oh yeah, the sausage. That works. Really filling meal this, particularly if you're using a smoked sausage. I needed some of them for my little lad, which I've got out. Okay, come. So yeah, you can hear Chef Mike in the background. That's only because I'm just finishing through my lad's chicken. It only needs a few seconds. There you go. So it probably still is a bit overcrowded, but that's fine because I need that to cook up anyway. So to this now, oh no we're not, what we are going to do is give a splash of that pasta water, and that starch in the water, when it's cooked down, will add to the thickness of a sauce, and that's what makes a good pasta sauce stick to your ribs. So while that cooks down, I'm going to come back in about, well, a couple of minutes. Okay, you'll see I've transferred that to the pasta pat now. Oh, ignore the microwave in the background. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is, this heat's horrific. Just give me a bit more room to work with. The pasta is still here. I've just dipped it straight into a bowl so it doesn't lose any of that water that's still with it. As that's cooking down. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go in with my cream. That's beautiful. Now at this stage, we're going to cook this down, and I'm going to taste it for seasoning throughout. What I'm looking to see if it's got the right kick with the Cajun spices, whether it needs salt to lift those flavours up, or whether it needs a little bit more Parmesan cheese. So that's what I'm going to go in with now, because there is none in there, and we want to be really generous with this stuff. So go for about 50, maybe 60 grams. Again, I'm just doing it by eye. And what we should do, notice, is as this cooks down, particularly the cheese and the pasta water in there, it's going to start to thicken up. And when it starts thickening up, we are good to go. Again, it's pointless just staying here for another 5 minutes while that cooks off. I'm going to turn the camera off and come back when that's good to go. See you in a bit. Okay, so that's cooked down nicely. I've tasted it for seasoning. And what it is, I'm going to just turn that on off now. I'm going to throw all the pasta in. I mean, there's going to be loads of this. And then we're going to give it a big stir through. I think, to be fair, it needs a bit more cheese. That's about that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to let that temper for about 5 minutes and then serve it. See you in a bit. And that's done. Job done. I'm just going to put that in the bowl. Okay. Try and get a bit of everything. I think I've grossly overestimated the amount of pasta, but we get the thing. Okay, and because I want to be a bit of a, you know, make sure I've got everything in there. Okay, so that's one. Okay, and then all we're going to do, sprinkle black pepper with the pipe. Okay, and then obviously what pasta dish is, I'm going to make sure there's no lumps on this one actually. We're going to do that, okay? And there we go, my Cajun chicken and smoked sausage pasta dish. Absolutely beautiful, a delicious dish no matter the time of the year. The only question left to ask is obviously, well, not the only question left to ask, obviously enjoy what you eat and eat what you enjoy, and the only question left to ask is, and leave a comment and subscribe below, what's on your plates? As usual, don't forget, wherever or whenever you are viewing this video, please give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe. Click the links to the right to see some more of my beautiful, delicious recipes. Give that notification bell a ring to be informed of future content. And last but not least, comment below what's on your plates.